So don't talk about her, she won't annoy you. And it's like everyone who talks about her has never met her. And it's like, I don't know why any of you care.
Well, she keeps doing TV shows.
So well, don't watch them then. Lots of you do TV shows, lots of people don't watch that either.
Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well and that you had a great week. To all of my house guests, come in, make yourselves at home, make yourselves comfortable. If you're passing by and you'd like to become a house guest, after you've observed the house rules, don't forget to hit subscribe and activate all of your notifications. I'm Chez, this is Chez M0i. Welcome to my place. One thing you could never accuse the UK establishment of being able to do is read the room. For clarity and context, this is how Grammarist.com defines the phrase. The idiomatic phrase, read the room, means observing a group of people, understanding their collective mood, emotions, opinions and tendencies, and acting on those observations. Read the room usually refers to a literal room full of people, but it also can refer to a certain demographic or clientele. There was a time in this country when journalism was fair and objective. The expression of personal opinions was extremely rare, and the industry was well respected. We've seen that change significantly over the years, especially during the era of Princess Diana. However, since her youngest son decided that he was no longer going to observe protocol and tie his destiny to a woman who the establishment completely disapproved of, the gloves came off. This is an age in which the majority of the British media are so mesmerised by Meghan that they will describe their fascination as annoyance.
Don't talk about her, she won't annoy you. And it's like everyone who talks about her has never met her. And it's like, I don't know why any of you care.
Well, she keeps doing TV shows. So
well, don't watch them then. Lots of you do TV shows, lots of people don't watch that either. They get wound up. Just, change channel. There's lots of other options out there, guys.
Yeah, but don't always want it.
It's a self-perpetuating thing. The reason she gets commissions is because people like us talk about it because we get wound up by it. So it's fine.
No, but I think that the reason that we talk about her is because she's so jolly annoying.
No, you talk about her because it gets clicks and views and the public are nosy and interested.
No, honestly, I think she's really annoying.
Well, but fine. There's lots of things that's annoying. I ignore them. I find mosquitoes annoying. I don't live anywhere where they are.
I was looking in the Daily Mail today when I was with my mum in hospital.
Pro-Meghan truth.
Page 3, I come to Meghan.
Page 3, is it? Page 3 good?
I go straight on and I find something far more interesting. An Aldi meat pie.
Oh, it looks nice, that pie.
Go and buy the pie.
That looks a hell of a lot better than that stuff that on her video.
Anna, the great joy of a newspaper is if you're not interested in an article, you turn the page. I can teach you how to do it. It's amazing.
Yes, house guests, Meghan is so annoying that a day doesn't go by when at least one element of the British media is not talking about her. Meghan is so annoying, in fact, that there is a Daily Fail contingent encamped in California, tracking Meghan's every movement like a satellite. This article is from the Daily Fail, published on the 22nd of November 2025, authored by Peter Sheridan in Los Angeles. I'm going to struggle reading this, guys, because just to look at his face, it's very disturbing. The fact that this man... Guys, I'm going to struggle, but let me read the article anyway. And I may intersperse it with some additional commentary. The headline reads, "I got a selfie chino just like Meghan Sussex did at Los Angeles Beverly Hills Hotel. It cost £9 a go and is usually reserved only for the VVIPs. Being the Duchess of Sussex has its perks. There are private jets, front row seats at sporting events and fashion runways, invitations to glittering galas, your own television lifestyle show, and cameo roles in star-studded movies. And if you visit the discreetly opulent Polo Lounge at the famed Beverly Hills Hotel in Los Angeles, as Meghan did recently when being interviewed for a cover story by Harper's Bazaar, then you are also treated to a post-prandial cappuccino with your own photorealistic portrait floating like an Epicurean work of art atop the frothy white foam in your coffee cup. Such caffeinated masterpieces are denied to us lesser mortals by the Polo Lounge, and yet on Friday, for one brief moment, I joined Hollywood's creme de la creme with my own portrait beaming out from atop a cappuccino. But since I am decidedly not the Duchess of Sussex, acquiring that singular honour proved an uphill battle, not for the faint of heart." "Ah yes, Meghan, I remember her," says an immaculately attired white-jacketed Polo Lounge waiter. "We have many celebrities dine with us, but Meghan I remember. She did not ask for her photo to be placed in a cappuccino. We do that for certain special guests. Only a few. It's easy to Google her on the computer, download a photo, and in less than a minute her face is on the coffee." Meghan appeared suitably impressed to see herself staring back from the froth in her cup, telling her lunch companions, "Oh, I recognise this picture. That's from our trip to South Africa." Harper's Bazaar noted, "It's a lovely and absurd perk of celebrity, and Meghan is tickled enough to take a photo of it." She should certainly feel flattered. The Polo Lounge has hosted such Hollywood legends as Marilyn Monroe, Elizabeth Taylor, Marlene Dietrich, Greta Garbo, Charlie Chaplin, Fred Astaire, Frank Sinatra and Humphrey Bogart, but not one of them was immortalised, however briefly, in a coffee cup. It was surely no accident that in such a see and be seen venue, Meghan was situated at a prominent table so that passing celebrities could genuflect and pay homage. What a stupid idiot. The Art Nouveau Beverly Hills Hotel, known to locals as the Pink Palace, is part of the group that includes London's Dorchester Hotel, and has been rumoured to be a home away from home for her husband, Prince Harry. He is understood to have spent periods working and staying there when caught late in Los Angeles, rather than making the 90-mile trek north to their California home in Montecito. The Polo Lounge uses a specialised printer, they can cost up to £12,000, to transfer Meghan's mugshot into her coffee mug using edible food dyes. The inkjet style machine paints a vivid picture with remarkable detail into the foam, requiring no artistic skill on the part of the barista. For special occasions, we can print happy birthday into a guest's cappuccino or Beverly Hills Hotel, explains another waiter. But it's not something we do for everybody. We have many celebrities dine with us, but only a very few are chosen to receive their picture in a coffee cup. You know how this statement irked this man. Clearly they, at the Beverly Hills Hotel, consider Meghan very special, a VVIP in this man's words. This man is merely a peasant walking in the footsteps of the Duchess of Sussex, and it irks him. It irks him. Unsurprisingly, I was not one of those celebrities. I have to ask for a plastic lid for my brew at my local coffee shop, let alone have them paint my selfie atop the foam. And for a time it seemed I would not be one of the Polo Lounge's rare elite. No, you're not going to be that, sir. You're not going to be that. This service is not something that we execute for guests, said the Beverly Hills communications manager, Caroline Bush, declining my initial hope for a liquid portrait, since clearly I wasn't going to get one without asking. She was concerned that acceding to my request will create false expectations among others who can only aspire to one day joining Hollywood's A-list. She also mentioned our privacy policy for our Polo Lounge guests, as if Meghan had not sanctioned her multi-day interview with Harper's Bazaar, and as if her portrait in a cappuccino was protected by an NDA, which, knowing Meghan, it might have been. What do you mean knowing Meghan? You don't know Meghan. What utter tripe. But having covered war zones, riots, earthquakes and wildfires, I was not to be denied. Okay, so why don't you stay in your lane and go back to what you normally cover? Meghan didn't even ask. You literally had to beg. Oh my goodness. Like Meghan, I ordered the Polo Power Bowl, a vegan concoction of wild rice, fried tofu and seasonal veggies for £34 and a £9 cappuccino, though Meghan's was doubtless comped. Do you have proof of that? And if it was, so what? Jealous are you? Obviously. After much pleading, see? Begging, I told you. After much pleading, I was finally given permission to text my photo to the Polo Lounge for imprinting on a hot brew. I asked numerous waiters if they had been the one fortunate enough to have served Meghan with her cappuccino portrait, but all politely said they didn't think it was them. Perhaps they've seen so many royals. Past hotel guests have included King Charles, as the Prince of Wales, William and Kate, Princess Margaret, and the Duke and Duchess of Windsor, that they have forgotten serving Meghan? Or perhaps it is their nod to customer privacy. For Meghan, who since 2020 has been an investor in American coffee brand Clever Blends, and who showed viewers of her Netflix series With Love Meghan how to make at-home coffee more luxurious with homemade coffee creamer, seeing her ubiquitous image floating atop a coffee cup may have felt like a well-earned recognition for her services to espresso. This guy... For me, it was a reminder that fame, like a portrait in a coffee cup, is fleeting, and like most cups of coffee, ends only with the dregs. Okay, yes, fame is fleeting, but you guys have been pursuing this woman relentlessly. So how fleeting is the fame? They say never judge a book by its cover. But when you look at this man's face, it is quite difficult not to do so, with the understanding that this man actually resides in the same state as Harry and Meghan. I would not put it past him to actually travel those 90 miles north and approach the home of the Sussexes. Does this man not have a family? Does he not have friends that he wants to spend quality time with? In my humble opinion, the Daily Fail should put its resources to better use by redirecting its attention to The royal couple, who we are supposed to be convinced is the golden couple, representing an ultra bright future for this country. Here are the Waleses attending the Royal Albert Hall this week. This is the couple upon whom the British public is pinning all their hopes and dreams for the future. For the body language experts watching, what does it mean when the king in waiting shows absolutely no care or consideration for his wife, who is reportedly recovering from a serious health condition? He doesn't wait for her. He doesn't look back to see where she is. He doesn't seem concerned about her being warm on what was quite a cold evening. Literal meters of space between them until she reaches the entrance and he magically transforms into the concerned and doting husband. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the acceptable behaviour of a modern monarchy, disjointed, disunited and disengaged. A modern monarchy that finds it nigh on impossible to read the room because it values protocol over positive progression. The same modern monarchy that doesn't realise that the next generation is watching them closely and drawing their own conclusions. This article was published on msn.com on the 28th of November 2025, surprisingly by GB News. The headline reads, Royal Family urged to follow Harry's approach in bid to connect with young Britons. Prince Harry's relatable approach has been hailed by a former royal family butler as a key way of engaging with the younger generation of Britons. Grant Harold, I'm surprised he's saying this, outlined the importance of connecting with Generation Z in a world of social media influencers. The royal family has an official social media account, as do the Prince and Princess of Wales. However, Harold pointed to Prince Harry's all-around relatable approach, despite his lack of social media use, as key to thriving as a modern celebrity. Prince Harry and his wife, Meghan, stepped down as working members of the royal family in 2020. The couple no longer undertakes any royal engagements on behalf of the monarchy. The former royal butler said, they, the royal family, need to be relatable. People love celebrities nowadays. We look up to these people for how they dress, how they act, their lifestyles, where they live, and what they eat and drink. We have more social media influencers now, so they've got to be more relatable to connect with the public. So they basically have to become a modern celebrity. He added, that is what Harry was. Harold also discussed the importance of the royal family to Britain's identity during an exclusive interview with GB News in collaboration with Smooth Spins. He said, when people think of the UK, the first thing they think of is the royal family. They think of Buckingham Palace, Windsor Castle, and the King and Queen. I think the royal family is basically what people envision. The UK is all about posh aristocracy, castles and palaces, crowns, coronets, tiaras. Yeah, that's what it is to them. Basically embodies what used to be Britannia. Used to be that image of Britannia, the crown. So when you have William's wife trying to shoehorn her early years narrative into lecturing everybody about the stigma attached to drug addiction and urging everyone to treat addicts with compassion, I'm curious, does that include the drug addicts who purposely target elderly people and mug them for their pension in order to get their next fix? It is no wonder that Meghan and Harry are transatlantically tracked, because they actually show up, do good, get involved, and include their children in the process.
Morning friends, happy Thursday, how the heck you doing? We're showing up, Archwell Foundation, we're having fun, both of them, we're bringing the kids, we're showing the kids what hard work's all about, we're demonstrating that inside we are great people. If Harry and Meghan can do this, why is it so difficult for the other half, the non-working taxpayer-funded scrounging royal family, to do something that's the same? The days of people cutting ribbons, waving, smiling politely, asking inane questions. That's a good word. That can be the word for the day. Asking inane questions. Those days are over. You need to be a fashionable, happy, well-adjusted, close, powerless couple like these do. Get your hands mucky, literally. Wear the right safety equipment, Kate, gloves, and actually show the world who you really, really are. We're on the countdown to Christmas, I think, in the UK. Hope you're doing the same. Harry and Meghan continue to smash it out of the park with everything they do. Comments.
Additionally, unlike the leftovers, Meghan demonstrates that she can contribute to her local community philanthropically as well as commercially. Here's the caption Meghan wrote to accompany the video clip she uploaded to Instagram, which you're watching now. Talk about a full circle moment. In my old stomping ground of West Hollywood, with a brand, family and friends that have been part of my life for so long, and also a part of my love story with H, since our very first date was at a Soho House restaurant. So excited to introduce, as ever official, with Soho House. So they're doing a collaboration. If you find yourself in LA, come visit our as ever pop-up at Soho Home on Melrose Place at 8450 Melrose Avenue, West Hollywood, California 90069. Open to everyone, full collection available, and yummy Earth Cafe just across the street. Sounds like a good day to me. Pride and obstinance dictate that the establishment will bite their collective tongue before admitting that Meghan is not an annoyance, but rather a fascinating anomaly for which they were ill prepared.
Photo shoot for Variety, and a source has told Page Six that Meghan allegedly took this gown, which retails for $1,695 US. Dee, she allegedly took the dress from the shoot without asking. Surely that can't be right. Surely.
Well, it could be right, but I also am leaning more towards the fact that it's wrong. I'm 99% sure that she hasn't done anything wrong here, and it's rare for me to defend Meghan Markle. But she's crafty. I don't think she's stupid. I don't think she would be dumb enough to steal something. And also, it's not unheard of for celebrities when they do a photo shoot and they're dressed for it to be offered those garments or to pay a nominal fee for them or to even be gifted them. And also, I want to credit her for recycling. I mean, I like it when you put a dress away for a few years and get it out again and hope everyone's forgotten it. That didn't happen in this case. But I think she actually deserves credit for re-wearing something and burning it after wearing it once.
Well, I don't know, Dee. I'm giving you a official warning for praising Meghan Markle on this program. So let's just count this as an official warning. A couple more and you'll be banned.
99. Yeah, okay.
Couple more and you'll be banned.
Okay.
No,
all right.
no. You are free to love on Meghan as much as you like.
Here's what I learned from Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex. The importance of choosing the right partner and marrying well. Choosing a right partner and creating your own lane. Self-worth and boundaries. Protecting your peace and leaving what no longer serves you. How to handle public screening. Thriving under public pressure. Staying composed through criticism. Not shrinking yourself to be digestible. Remaining confident even when they talk. Learning how to navigate through certain spaces. Reclaiming the narrative of who a woman of color is. And lastly, it's never too late to reinvent yourself. You define how your story evolves.
The so-called annoyance of the British media should really be redirected domestically to those next in line to the throne, who are not even good at pretending to be the royal superstars that their soon-to-be subjects really, really wish they were. So, in the last few hours, it has emerged that after a Freedom of Information request, the Times have reported that Prince Edward, Charles's youngest brother, is now facing criticism for paying a peppercorn rent on his 120-room Surrey mansion that he acquired about 25 years ago. At the end of the day, guys, for a 4-member family, why do you need a 120-room mansion? It wouldn't be an issue if Edward, was paying for it. When you talk about the Crown Estates, I think people are under the misapprehension that the word Crown indicates that it belongs to the monarch. Crown Estates actually belong to us. And the sticking point is that if Edward decides to sell that property, he will make a profit. We had a budget earlier this week. I'm not even going to go into that. That's not my area for this channel. But people are going to feel the squeeze more than they did before. A lot of things are changing, and it continues to be a cost of living crisis. My objection to all of this with regard to the royal family is that there is no transparency. When it comes to their finances, everything is kept secret. You can't even access anything about Andrew and with regard to his finances until I believe 60 years after he passes away. Some ridiculous number like that. When it comes to Meghan, they want to know how much her dress is, her gown is, and whether she took it or whether she actually paid for it or was it gifted to her. Why does it matter? If she's paid for it, which I don't know how these things work because I'm not in that realm, but if she paid for it, she didn't use your money to pay for it. You guys, the ones that pursue her relentlessly, you're the annoying ones because you will not leave this woman in peace. You are psychologically disturbed. You are mentally impaired, but you have all the energy to disparage her name. You've never had a conversation with her. You're so unintelligent that you take the word of her half-sister and run with it. You run with it for years because you're too lazy to actually find out facts. This is the level of journalism we have in this country. Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, Edward's wife. She has a background in PR. The fact that in 2023, a member of her motorcade had run down on his motorbike a woman at the age of 81. She was thrown 40 feet in the air and it was suppressed. That news was suppressed until a couple of weeks ago. She actually died a couple of weeks ago. The motorcyclist that was responsible, he walked away scot-free and no one says anything.
So we're giving her the option to
quick question.
You're actually just here as a witness?
Oh yeah, but you knew if you called me in here I was going to have questions. Like if you wanted somebody to sit here in silence, you should have gotten somebody else to do it. She made ableist, homophobic, and ageist comments against somebody, and you're giving her the option to retire with her full pension and benefits?
Yes, she's been suspended for a couple weeks, and we discussed it as a leadership, and that's just the best course of action.
So she just gets to walk away, huh?
I just want to remind you that you did sign an NDA.
First of all, you don't need to remind me that I signed an NDA. Second of all, look at the paper. I signed Abraham Lincoln, so you can't come after me. Thirdly, if you want to come after me and give me the same package that she got with full pension and benefits, I really don't care if you fire me. But what you're not going to do is get me in trouble and hold me accountable for something when she just gets to walk away after doing what she did. Y'all should have got somebody else to come in here. You knew I wasn't going to. I ain't keeping my mouth shut about this. I'm telling everybody about this crap. I'm so sick of y'all. Y'all always be trying to sweep stuff under the rug. This is why people keep doing stuff. Because y'all always want to like, oh, we'll just take care of it in-house. Let's just keep it on the hush-hush. No. What she did was wrong. Treating people the way that she be treating people. She's been doing this forever. This is not something brand new. And y'all know that. But somehow, some way, she keeps getting promoted. I wonder why. But to be honest, no. You should have had somebody else up in here. You know I'm telling everybody. You know I'm telling everybody about this. You crazy. You didn't think this through. When you said, let's get Veronica as a witness, you didn't think it through, did you?
I can confidently say I did not.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I don't want to be part of this craziness anymore.
Meghan sneezes and it's a worldwide pandemic. How dare she? Now let's be sensible. It's not Sophie. I'm going to call her Sophie Wessex because it's easier. It's not Sophie Wessex's fault, okay? But the outrider was part of her motorcade. I've not heard, maybe I'm wrong, you guys will know more than me, that she's actually visited the family or, you know, spent time to console the family. Not that it's going to bring their relative back. You know, she was a mother, a grandmother. It's not going to bring her back. But the lack of empathy, I'm going to assume lack of empathy because I've not heard otherwise. This is the standard of the British royal family. They can literally get away with, I'm not going to say murder because it wasn't murder, but let's use that as an umbrella term. They can literally get away with murder, anything. Andrew's got away with what he's got away with. There is no transparency, but this is the royal family who apparently they are the gold standard. We must keep them because they are such a draw for other countries. This is what young people are supposed to aspire to. And that's the same royal family who become angrier with Harry and Meghan simply because they are setting an example that the leftovers failed to be able to set. I mean, how long is this going to go on for, guys? Honestly. When people are feeling it in their pockets and these guys just swan around and we're paying them to swan around. When are we actually going to make a stand and actually demand change? How long is this going to go on for? Charles is on his way out. Charles is hanging on by a very thin thread. William's wife is really trying to make her mark, but she's not succeeding. And William looks like he doesn't care. This is what we have to live with in this country. But they will smile in your face as if they can relate to you. They will put on an apron and help in a soup kitchen for a photo opportunity. But they're dressed in really good clothes. They're not dressed in casuals because they know it's for a photo opportunity. They don't really want to be there. But anytime Harry and Meghan volunteer to do anything, it's not a photo opportunity. They're actually there to help and they still get slated for it. Again, the argument comes up because Andrew's titles have been removed. The same should be done for Harry and Meghan. I mean, can we just... It's like when you have a parent who keeps threatening their child, if you don't do this, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to take away your PlayStation. Take the PlayStation away. Take the PlayStation away. It won't make any difference to Harry and Meghan. I don't know why people don't understand this, like they're punishing them, when in fact Harry was the one that said they were willing to relinquish their titles when they stepped back. So it's not a threat. And I guarantee you, even if the titles were taken away, Harry and Meghan will still be pursued relentlessly because the British media are a pack of hyenas who are totally obsessed. It's disturbing. It really is disturbing. But you will have people defending the royal family because they are the last tie to the British Empire. Britannia, as Grant Harold, the former royal butler, said, when people think of the UK, they think of the royal family. Britannia, rule Britannia. Britannia rules the waves. Not anymore. That stopped a long time ago. They're still trying to hang on to some kind of superpower status. How influential is the royal family in the world, really? In this digital age, they can't even keep up. They can't even tell the truth. They can't even take a genuine photo before they post it onto social media. Guys, as usual, another interesting week, and the next 7 days I'm sure are going to be quite interesting. Meghan and Harry will do what they do without any pre-announcements, and the media will jump up and down demanding to know what they're doing, where they're going, who they're with, what they're eating, what they're drinking, what time they go to sleep, what time they wake up. Guys, if your thoughts were provoked in any way, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet become a house guest, don't forget to hit subscribe. Activate all of your notifications so you can see when the next video drops. And before I go, I just want to let you know, my special house guests, that there's another video in your playlist. This episode is a bit more of a heart-to-heart, if you haven't watched it already. It's a bit more informal. The discussion is very uncomfortable for some. And I think I may adopt that format in future episodes. So if you would like to become a special house guest, all you need to do is hit the join button and follow the instructions there. In the meantime, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you all so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and you shall catch me in the next video.